Happy New Year! I am so excited because today we are going to be doing my new TBR game. This is only version 1 though, and I've already thought of something that I want to change, but I wanted to use this for my 2026 TBRs. For my board, the green tiles are currently thriller/mystery, so one of the two. Blue tiles are fantasies. Purple are sci-fis. Red are nonfictions, because I want to try to read more nonfictions. Pink is romantasies. Orange is standalones of any genre. And yellows are sequels, also of any genre, because I want to prioritize series that I am in the middle of in 2026. We want to get those series back going or finished. In Candyland, the specialty spaces don't really mean anything. They're just, they also have cards. The card tells you to go there. That's about it. For mine though, the second chance study means to try a author that you've given a chance but weren't unsure about, so just give the second chance author. Then there's the prize shelf, which would be, for me, I'm going to do the Goodreads winners from last year because I want to try to make my way through all of the winners to see if I agree with the picks or I enjoy the picks of what the population said. Then I have the backlist woods, which would be the oldest book on my TBR. Either my physical TBR or the ones I've listed on Goodreads for be my TBR that I haven't updated in a while. Then there is the bookshop window, which would be a new release. So probably something within the last month or two. Maybe we squeeze ARCs into that too, because they will be a new release. Then there is Reader's Choice Corner, which would be a poll pick. So you guys could pick what I am going to be reading, which also means I have to film slightly more in advance. And finally, the last tile is the Grand Library, which is a free pick. So I can pick whatever I want for that one. That is the basis of the spaces I have so far. Okay, I do have 2 bridges. I should mention that. So if I land on the first yellow tile, then I can continue around the board normally, or I could take the bridge up and go that way. The other bridge, which is much longer and skips a whole lot more spaces, to do that one, I will have to do one of the challenge spaces that I'm missing, though. I'll have to pick one of those 3 that it skips past and do that one. So we'll see how this is going to go. I got my little dragony, I think it was a Hatchimal when my daughter first got it. First roll. Be nice to me. And a 4. And see, these are the little numbers. Now I'm going to roll little numbers and regret choosing this die. But we get to start off with a sci-fi, and for which that's great. Because I do have 2 to 3 books that I definitely need to fit into the TBR. So I'm already going to know that this one is going to be Detour by Jeff. What is his name? Oh my god. Never mind. I can't look up the name because my tablet has no internet connection again. I'm questioning either if it's the internet or the tablet at this point. Yeah. But this book comes out in the middle of January, and it is about a regular police officer, I want to say, who saves the life of a presidential aspiring billionaire that maybe has something to do with this space program. And he gets, offered the chance to do this 2-year expedition to one of Saturn's moons. There's an explosion on board. They, make it back safely though. They're kind of heroes, but things aren't quite right when they get home. Besides the fact that they're all semi-famous, astronauts now and have nice new houses, all the things. There's also possibly people following them, people listening into their phone calls, and they can't seem to be able to contact each other. So I'm interested to see what's going on with that, why everything feels different, if it's which scenario they're going to be going with that route. Roll number 2. And a 3, and oh my god, it's going to kill me with these. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yellow is sequels. So, okay, it took me a second, but I will read the next Dresden book. Yes. Whose name I can't tell you. Crap. That has no signal and my phone is recording. I will edit myself in a moment when we take the phone down to tell you what the next Dresden book is. I know it's 7. Obviously, I forgot yesterday to actually read the descriptions when I turned off that camera. I just left the phone there until I was fully done. Blood Rights is book 6, and I have not read that one. So we are on that one, according to my library and Goodreads. right? Or is Goodreads behind me? Whatever. The library keeps up with them since I keep borrowing them from the library. And I was able to get this audiobook there as well. So great. Book 6 doesn't give away too much of the description for what happened before, so as long as I stick to the first paragraph, we should be great. It says, for Harry Dresden, Chicago's only professional wizard, there have been worse assignments than going undercover on the set of an adult film. Dodging flaming monkey poo, for instance, or going total leaf with a walking plant monster. Still, there's something more troubling than usual about his newest case. The film's producer believes he's the target of a sinister entropy curse, but it's the women around him who are dying in increasingly spectacular ways. So that is interesting, and I think it's only, no, it was 13 hours. It was 13 hours with the unabridged audiobook, so still, that's a little bit, but that's at regular time, not increased time. We're going to come back to that, and please stop with the low numbers. Okay, I'm going to take the first bridge. 1, 2. And that gives me a fantasy. For my fantasy, I will pick the, who wrote that book? V. Schwab wrote A Darker Shade of Magic, right? Yes. Where it has the 3 different Londons. Some have magic, some don't have magic. And we are following a character, though, who is like an ambassador between them. But he's also maybe kind of like a smuggler. And the other book that I needed to tell you about is following Kel. He's one of the last travelers, magicians with a rare, coveted ability to travel between parallel universes, connected by one magical city. London, of course. There's Grey London, dirty and boring without any magic, and with one mad king, George III. Red London, where life and magic are revered, and where Kel was raised alongside Rhys March, the roguish heir to a flourishing empire. White London, a place where people fight to control magic and the magic fights back, draining the city to its very bones. And once upon a time, there was Black London, but no one speaks of that now. So I'm very excited to get to all of those. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this game, that I enjoyed playing it, and we will just continue to let it evolve through the months. I need to go get something warm to drink now. And I am seriously regretting choosing the smaller dice right now. Roll number 3. 8. Okay. 8. Another fantasy, which is also one that I did want to start in January and have maybe the January-February region to read it or think about it or something. And that would be Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson. We'll be starting Malazan Book of the Fallen. I mean, everybody's heard how intense it is and dark and wide scoping. So I want to give myself plenty of time to read this one. Plenty of time. And you know, I don't think I've ever actually even read the description for it. It's just one that everybody talks about and everyone praises or loves. So this will be fun. This will be fun. I have ordered a physical copy and it should be here, I think sometime this weekend, based off its /tracking update. Roll number, I have forgotten. Okay. Whoops. A mystery thriller. Yes, that's perfect. That's the other one that I needed to fit in. Okay. I'm going to be putting in The Storm by Rachel Hawkins. That is coming out at the very beginning of January. And I was supposed to read it in December, but there just was never time for that. So, we will be reading this right before it comes out. This is following a character who is running an inn that used to be famous in South Alabama, but the town is famous for the inn, the hurricanes that are huge and always hits and it survives, and the murder that happened in the 80s of a political scion, or the political scion's son. And now the current proprietor of the inn is hosting a true crime writer, I think, or podcaster. I think he's a writer, and he's writing a book about the murder. And who joins him? None other than the prime suspect of the murder herself. She's there to clear her name. But of course things will be happening. It is going to be a twisty, thrillery book. We're going to see. Maybe many of her other books in this vein, in the thriller vein, always has your present timeline as well as the past timeline. So I'm expecting that to be happening as well, which in which case you would actually be following 2 women. I got another sequel, and I'm really unsure. There's like so many things that it could be. I mean, we have all the series we're in the middle of, but what? I was not planning to have that happen. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to put in here now. I don't know what to do. We're gonna go with Guardian of the Drowned Empire by Frankie Diane Malice for our second sequel. This is continuing on in her romantasy series, which is inspired by the Roman and Egyptian times and mythologies. I enjoyed the first one. I love the world building. This is definitely the slow burn. It's like there was nothing that really happened between the characters in the first book, except for like yearning, kind of. But the magicaliness, the politicalness, I liked it for all of those reasons. So I have been meaning to continue on the series for quite some time, and I just haven't. So maybe, hopefully, in January, we will. Because that is the priority for 2026, right? To continue series that we're in the middle of. Okay, I actually just thought of another one too, which might happen more than that one. Okay, it's really bad to say. But the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book, because I did not read that more than one in December, would be This Inevitable Ruin by Matt Dinneman, and considering I can audiobook that one too. And it's just so much fun. Oh my gosh, now I feel bad for taking that one off the shelf. We'll see what happens. And roll number something is 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did decide to do a free pick. I was thinking about not doing it because I counted up how many we had, and I think I have 5 titles so far. But I really want to read this in January, and that is The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. This is a standalone, like The Spell Shop was a standalone, but they're in the same world, so it's like the interconnected standalones. And it is following a character that was mentioned in The Spell Shop, but with the snow on the cover and where she is and how it's so cold. I feel like this would be perfect for January, since it would have been perfect for December too. But I'm going to read it in January. A new standalone cozy fantasy set in the world of the New York Times bestsellers The Spell Shop. Elsewhere in the Empire, on a remote island brimming with singing flowers, honey cakes, and honeyed love. Turlu Perna broke the law because she was lonely. She cast a spell and created a magically sentient spider plant. As punishment, she was turned into a wooden statue and tucked away in an alcove of the North Reading Room of the Great Library of Elysium. To say more would be a little bit of a spoiler, wouldn't it? Well, you already know kind of who the main character is, so they're not... I don't know that you have to read one before the other. I really won't know until I read this one, I suppose. But there was, I feel like, an event in the first book that kind of is why this happened, or might be set in motion to why things here happened. My total of 2 TBR books I can actually hold up, wow, with one hand and super easy, unlike some months. The other one will come in the mail. Some of them will be from the library. Some of them will be ebooks or audiobooks. And the battery turned on and it was really loud for a second. How did your January turn out? For the first time playing this game, I think it was a bit successful. I was debating the choice of the dice as we kept getting the low rolls. But it all works out. Will we read all of these books? I will go ahead and tell you, probably not. I'm expecting January to be like super busy. But I am hopeful. I am hopeful. What is your TBR shaping up like? I would love to know what you guys are planning on reading, and I hope you enjoyed this video. You'll come back for so many more, like the new releases we do every Monday, and that you're just having a wonderful day, finding something great to read, and that I will see you in the next one.